Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a quick session of Tony Talks right here on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Even though it is a gloomy, rainy day today, and it's probably about 50 degrees, it's still a beautiful day. It's still a beautiful day here in the beautiful city of Cleveland, Ohio. I love Ohio. But, I don't know. Today on Tony Talks, I want to talk about knowing the nature of your partner. And I know people are going to ask me, well, what is a nature? When you use that term, nature, what do you mean? Meaning knowing the behaviors of your partner. All living things have a nature, and nature is tied to behaviors. How is this partner or how is this person gonna behave? Like, how do you know how to treat them and how to talk to them and how to calm them down and how to walk away from a disagreement? And how do you know all these things? You have to know the nature of the person that you're involved with, and you also have to know your nature. You also have to know and understand your natures. Now, I'm gonna use this analogy, and I know some people probably will get offended by it, but whatever. You can't always appease everybody in the world. But I will use this analogy for a common example, something that people can really understand. So it's like for those people who desire or like or love having a dog, a cat, or some type of creature as a companion. The first things you want to know, is it a male, is it a female? And why do you ask these two questions? Is because you want to know what to expect. What are going to be the behaviors of this, this pet? And then, if it's a dog or if it's a cat, you want to know, well, what breed is it? What is it? That's usually the most common question when a person sees a dog or a cat. They say, oh, what kind of dog is this? Oh, what kind of cat is this? If there's many breeds. And so, you say, oh, it's a Chihuahua. And so you can look up on the internet, or you probably have a general idea of what a Chihuahua is, what it's like to be around a Chihuahua, what it is like to own a Chihuahua, and how to care for a Chihuahua. If the person says, oh, it's a Rottweiler, oh, okay, well, you can't expect the same behaviors or expect to care for a Rottweiler the same way that you would a Chihuahua. So once again, you want to know, what am I getting myself into? What are going to be the expectations of me having this dog in my life, or this cat in my life? So I kind of feel like it pertains to humans as well, because not all humans are the same, but we do have groups and we do have categories. Some people are water natured, some people are earth natured, some people are air natured, some people are fire natured. If you are a man, you will find that you have two natures. You don't just live you don't just live under your born nature, but you also live under your mother's nature. That's where the term mother's nature comes from, or mother nature comes from, because the mother nature rules. So a lot of men that are born Scorpios, yes, they identify themselves as Scorpios, which is Scorpio is a water natured person, but they fail to look at what their mother's nature is, because it's the mother's nature in which they live in the world the majority of the time, than their own nature. I know people don't look at themselves from the nature's perspective, but I do. And I study people from the nature's perspective. And I have a different understanding of people from, or because of, the nature's perspective. And it really works, and it really exists. It's not far-fetched. It's not made up. It is what it is. It's a point of reference of identifying your behaviors, why you feel the way you feel, why you use the words that you use, why you move in the world the way that you move. But, for men, it's a little bit more complicated because they have to live in the world between two natures. Sometimes they have to live in the world between three natures. Sometimes they have to live in the world between four natures. And the reason being is because they might be on a cusp, or their mother might be on a cusp. And I've actually almost dated a guy that was, he had four natures. He was on two cusps. He was a cusp baby, and his mother was a cusp baby. And that's why it baffled me, because he didn't necessarily behave the way that he identified himself. But when I went a little further and asked a little bit more questions, then it all made sense why I was getting like these bipolar. Yeah, bipolar, that's the best way I can explain it. If you're dating a guy, if you're a man or if you're a woman, and they seem a little bipolar, 1 minute they're lovey-dovey, and the next minute they want to bash your face in the wall, and then they're back to nice again. You would probably categorize them as being bipolar. It's probably because they're living in the world between two natures. And the best example that I can give you of that is, let's just say a man is born a Cancer and his mother is a Sagittarius. Well, yeah, you're gonna see this guy as being bipolar because 1 minute he's gonna be crying and he's gonna be all sensitive and all emotional and lovey-dovey and hearts and kisses, and then the next minute, if you piss him off or you say the wrong thing, or there's a misunderstanding, or there's a lack of communication, he's probably gonna want to fight you. And while he's fighting you, he's probably gonna be crying all at the same time. So if anybody out there has ever dated this combination of a man, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Continue to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm gonna continue to post and drop you guys some nuggets. And peace.